But first, a private flat in Bournemouth has long been home to an elderly gentleman. He's recently left for a care home, and now it's time to put the property right for a new tenant. Cue the self-styled, energetic cleaning maniacs. For Mandy, Deanna, Jan and Leslie, first impressions are not encouraging.
Right, in we go.
Oh.
A bit slimy.
Oh my goodness, the smell. Oh, down to that cooker. Oh, God forbid. Oh. Oh my goodness.
The main problem here may not be visible, but it's all too apparent.
Oh, look at that toilet. Oh.
It's a heady cocktail of odours.
Oh my goodness me. I think they were smokers. Look at the state of the walls. Yeah. All the walls, the paintwork's just absolutely covered in nicotine.
Will the ladies at least be able to use the kitchen?
I could make you a cup of tea in a minute, Janet, if you like. Yeah, right. There's milk in the fridge. Oh my goodness me, I don't think you're going to drink that, will you? I don't think we'd ever clean that cooker, do you? It's just so disgusting. Do you want breakfast now or later?
And so to the business at hand.
Clear up all the paperwork. Stereos to go.
Mandy, the boss, is cracking the whip. It turns out this is a family affair.
When Mandy is short of staff, when her other staff are off sick or anything, then she calls her mum in to help her out. And the phone will ring and she'll say, Mum, you know you love me and I know what's coming. Mum, we've got to clean and we need you. There again, that's what mums are for, isn't it? To help them out. Then she rakes my sister in as well. We thought we'd retired, but we'll just lend a hand when she needs us. But we quite enjoy it, really, don't we? It's a bit... Adds to our pension.
One unenviable task falls to neighbour and close friend Leslie.
The bath's not too bad, but the toilet's going to take a fair bit of scrubbing to get that clean.
But now Mum wants to use it.
You're going to have to hang on a minute. I can't go any longer. Oh.
There's a brave woman.
Oh. No, she's going for a wee.
I would rather wet myself.
Oh, you go back in there now?
Get back in there then.
At last Leslie can do her thing.
You know it's her favourite job, can't you? And she's so enthusiastic with it.
It looks nice when it looks clean.
In the bedroom, Mum and Auntie face a rather soggy scenario.
This is all very wet. It was very incontinent then, wasn't he? Oh, look at the dust come off of there.
But now the boss of the cleaning company reveals an unfortunate weakness.
Mandy has a phobia about cobwebs.
Yeah.
She cannot bear to touch or go near a cobweb, and she's having to carry them out.
Mandy, I'll hold the door for you.
Now they've got the lie of this filthy land, it's time for the deep clean to begin. Next job, a bridge over a swollen river in Surrey and a dangerous build-up of debris.
My team have come down to remove the blockage here. If this breaks away, it's going to go downstream and there's more risk of flooding down there.
This is a job for real men, and this lot are led by Jess.
Nature keeps growing the trees, they fall in, and that's what happens.
The water is high and fast, but they can reach some of the debris from the safety of the riverbank.
Today we're just going to take this tree out because it's far too dangerous to do anything else.
The lads will soon be flexing their pecs and deploying a little man-made muscle.
Strong old tractor, good tractor. We know what we're doing, I think. We'll put the bond on and the shackle, and then we'll attach that round the tree and take the slack up. We'll get that out, no problem.
It's all a matter of mechanics and some filth fighting know-how.
I've got a great team here, these 5 lads, a lot of experience between them, and I can trust them out here any day.
Heave-ho!
Here comes the old tree. She goes. Let the old water down a bit, won't it? For a while. Chop that up, log it up, stack it, burn it, do what we like now. It's out the river, safe, no one's hurt. Lovely job.
Steve and Melvin have hauled in a monster catch. Now it's time to work out what it is.
That doesn't look like pine, does it, boys? Yeah, it's definitely a horse chestnut pine. Or in other words, a horse chestnut. Yeah, no one argued, did they?
No, we don't argue with management.
We normally get cups of tea brought out to us, but, you know, chocolate biscuits.
No tea or biscuits, but there's another toy for these boys. Who needs Tonka toys or Action Man? This is the real deal.
Quite a nice bit of wood there. It's a lovely bit of wood, so it's got a bit of rot in the bottom somewhere, crept in. Big top heavy tree, bosh, down she goes.
The job has only just begun, but the water is rising to risky levels. Unsurprisingly, the lads don't fancy stepping into this.
We've got one arch clear. Hopefully that'll drop the water for us to come back. But today we can't do it. It's just too dangerous and too fast.
Rob Hill and his team of refuse collectors are doing the bin rounds in Lewisham, but that's not all.
We're doing the domestic refuse. Also, we're on the lookout for fly tips, anything that needs to be reported back to the office, mattresses, anything like that. Being so high up in the vehicle here, you get a good view of almost everything that's going on around here. We try to keep a lookout for dead animals as well, like foxes or cats or something like that.
When Rob receives word of some freshly fly-tipped filth in a nearby alley, it's action stations.
Arthurton Road, mate, opposite number 1. We got fly tipping of a bath.
Normally there's loads of lumber in there and everything. They dump everything in there.
These lads fulfil a vital filth-fighting function, but their work is not always appreciated.
We've had drivers threatened with baseball bats, we've had lorries smashed up with baseball bats. Once when we was down in New Cross, somebody told me he was going home to get his gun. And we just basically laughed at him. Again, every week, it's always the same. Again, more rubbish down here again. They know it as well.
Rob will be adding this lot to his load, but not quite yet.
Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a picture on Love Clean Streets. It's just a mobile device. We take the picture and it goes back to a website where our managers can see the problems we have. Send it back to the office and that's it. That picture's away.
And this is where the shots end up, on a virtual wall of shame. It's a catalogue of horrors.
Next week, it'll happen all over again. It's like a never-ending circle, but we just keep going. We clear it, they dump it.
But these lads don't get their knickers in a twist.
Just some of the nice treats we get to pick up, you know. You can get those ones, Thomas. They look wet.
A few feet away, Rob spots yet another fly tip.
Yeah. That's all hardcore.
But Rob is pretty hardcore too.
We will take a picture of it again. Maybe what also might happen is enforcement might come down here before it's cleared. And what they do is they just check through it to see if there's any names and addresses, and then the enforcement team will get in touch with that person, and sometimes they get a result, sometimes they don't.
Back Back in the Bournemouth flat, the energetic cleaning maniacs have little trouble living up to their name.
Squish me at the bottom.
Oh, it's coming down fast, Jan.
Now they're getting stuck into the job of clearing out the big stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be a good idea to measure it first.
It's too hot, tall. It won't go in the van, so we're going to have to let it in flat.
Well, it fits, but there's no room for anything else.
You should have got a bigger van.
Bed now folded. It's take two.
Yeah, easy. If we put the cooker in the fridge down there, and then we can put the black bags here, and the mattress on top.
Who needs a man?
Spatial awareness is not their strong point.
I can't get the mattress in there at the moment. So we're going to have to... Leslie, I don't know, you put your head underneath there.
Right.
It's an unconventional approach, but they get there in the end.
Knackered. Going up and down those stairs. Up. That's it for a minute.
Coming up, there's tears, toys, and tantrums.
You're old. You like collecting things.
Back in Lewisham, 2 environmental health officers have arrived at the scene of the second fly tip.
So we just look at it, and then we get our camera out and take some photographs, and then we'll start searching through the rubbish and see if we can get any evidence.
So until we get into the bags, you know, we don't know what we're going to find.
Welcome to a magical mystery tour. Time to dig in.
Have a proper look. Don't give up just yet, okay?
You can't afford to be squeamish in this job.
Tiles, building material.
Dog poo.
That'll teach you to put your hand in there, won't it? Fortunately, it doesn't look like we've got much evidence there.
And your gloves.
It's annoying, I think, more than anything. That sometimes we can be pleasantly surprised and find a bit of discarded envelope.
Found something.
Well, I'm not quite sure. We're just a bit of wet paper at the moment, but you never know if we might find a name and an address on it. I don't think so on this occasion.
It's quite faded. The colours run quite a bit.
Very, very similar. In fact, they all look similar to each other.
But these two don't give up easily.
Gone for it. We can't find anything. So what we'll do now is we'll tidy it back up again, put our tape on it to show that we've searched it.
Despite the frustrating lack of leads, Mandy finds one thing that could be useful.
So I don't want this to come in handy. I'll be able to switch you off. Got to make way for the younger people now. Old Gramps.
I'll have to have words with you later.
Who said men and women can't fight filth side by side.
Oh, you're going to be super clever, aren't you? Do it all in one go. It can be a pain sometimes, I've got to say, but apart from that, she's not bad. You know, I trained her well.
With no leads to the culprits, there's time for one last tactic.
It's by the back gate of this house, so I'm going to go round to the front of the house and knock on the door. Revolution?
Oh yeah.
Round the side by your back gate, there's a load of bags of rubbish.
Oh yeah.
The TV set. So just wondering, do they come from there?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
We think it's possible it's come from there.
Perhaps the other residents could have witnessed the phantom fly tipper at work. That's if there's anybody at home.
No, but I think everybody's there.
But when there is, they're no help.
There's some rubbish over there.
I don't know.
You didn't see anybody put it there?
No. People are very reluctant to say what they've seen or if they've seen anything, where it's come from. It could be a neighbour, so they don't want to drop the neighbours in it. They've got to live here. So they're sort of no right at the start, really.
Back in the Bournemouth flat, the smell is too much for one of the energetic cleaning maniacs.
He vomited all over that table and made my sister sick.
Great, good job I put my teeth back in. That was awful.
But the show must go on.
I shouldn't laugh at her, should I? It's cruel. You're right now.
Yeah, I'd smell my armpits.
The maniacs continue to laugh in the face of adversity.
Oh, it's dirty underpants in here. Well, these men got dirty habits, haven't they? I remind her how much I must love my daughter. Yeah.
Disturbing the waste matter only aggravates the odours.
That is disgusting. I have to say it smells like urine.
And I'm taking her word for it. I'm not putting my nose in that bucket. Why don't you put it down the toilet, hey? Why don't you put it...
But these filth-fighting professionals won't be blown by the wind.
Put it in there.
Good job I was in there, not you. You've been sick again.
The ladies have cleared the flat of its contents and its odours. Time to turn their attention to making good. Nothing wrong with the curtains. There is now.
You see that? I'm going to tell Mandy you did that.
When it comes to cleaning, there's no stain too tough for these hardened filth fighters. Or is there?
I'm trying to loosen some of the gunge on the pipes, which we're not really winning.
So you can see the nicotine running down? That's just one pane of nicotine. I can't understand people smoking when that's what's inside their lungs.
Leslie's giving it some elbow grease in the greasy bathroom.
I think that's why we do it. It's the challenge of thinking it's never going to come clean, and then it looks a lot better when it's done through. That's why I like doing it.
That's the bedroom and the living room spruced up. And now, last but not least, the kitchen.
You get great satisfaction of it when you come in and it looks dreadful, and then you go out and it is clean, as best you can do anyway. So you do get satisfaction from it, yes.
But the ladies' labours are not over yet. At the river in Surrey, the water level is now low enough for the lads to launch in.
Brand new waders, yeah, lovely and clean. Won't be later on, and keep nice and dry inside. So there's nothing worse than being wet and cold in the winter time. Just got to be careful of the deep water. It's a bit fast as well. So.
Suitably suited and booted, the fun can now commence. It's man-made power versus the power of nature.
Strong current as well now.
The perfect ingredients for a proper filth-fighting challenge.
Pull it up. It's not an exact science, there's a bit of luck involved. Right, we've got it through 2 or 3 trees here. We're going to try a running bowling now. Right. Hopefully that should clear a bit of that arch. When the tractor starts pulling, that loop will tighten up and they'll all come together and you get a big bunch of wood then.
They've lassoed the logs and branches. Now it's over to the Shaw team, Alan, Bruce and Tom.
Yeah, didn't even touch the first one. Yeah? Sure? See that last bit, the little branch I saw, that's pulled the bigger tree. Watch this tree don't come spinning round on us, boys. Now we've got the biggest fish of the lot. Great. It's down to Bryn the sawman now to have a little mess about the chainsaw.
Anybody want to be a filth fighter when they grow up?
Pulled a few logs out. That's our office. The countryside, beautiful. Yeah.
You even get paid to do this.
I used to work in a foundry. It was like going into hell every day. This is the opposite, coming to heaven.
Nice work, lads.
So that was that.
Back in Lewisham, Mandy and Keith are on their way to what remains of the first pile of fly-tip rubbish.
Ah, yes, right. Mattress, a bit of furniture and a bit of wood. When you go around the council estate and you see stuff dumped like this, it just brings the estate down.
Nothing. It's just plain wood, no labels. Just arrange for it to be cleared, put some tape on it.
If I had this at my house, I wouldn't throw it away because I'm a bit of kleptomania for a piece of wood. You never know when they're going to come in handy.
Because you're old.
I know
Like
I'm old.
collecting
Shut up. But then you're rich. You could go out and buy new stuff all the time. See, and I can't. Would you could use up your stables, couldn't you?
No, Keith.
Yes, you could.
No.
You'd put it down on the floor so that you didn't have to go across mud all the time.
He seems to think that I can take stuff away and recycle it and use it.
That's a nice bit of wood. Honestly, that'd be ideal for you.
My horses weigh half a tonne in weight, and that just would not hold my horse.
For Keith, recycling is a way of life.
Probably about half a dozen bird boxes from that. There's always a use for things, really. Perhaps we should start recycling a bit more.
2 piles of fly tip rubbish and no clues. It looks like just one of those days.
No. I wanted to keep it.
In Bournemouth, it's a hard day's night as the maniacs push on to finish the job. They're feeling peckish, but it sounds like they'll have to wait.
Nice, you've got good teeth.
This may be an ordeal, but things could be worse.
What am I doing here?
She used to make me sit and listen to her singing to me. And it's so bad it made me cry. And I still love her. Dear, dear, dear.
With one final swipe of the mop, it's job done.
Well, we're all very tired now, and it's the end of the day, and it's all finished, and we're all ready to go home for a cup of tea.
These 4 happy maniacs have certainly earned a cuppa, and maybe even a nice warm bath.